under the silver canopy of Veridian's night. The jungle pulsed with life. Chirping, hissing, growling, an orchestra sound so thick and wild it pressed against the skin. Kael had been warned not to wander too far. Yet here he was, pushing through broad alien ferns with his torch dimmed low. He had heard the rumors whispered by the locals. The apex predator, a beast that had slaughtered hunting parties, toppled armored transports, and left even soldiers trembling in its wake. The alien girl who had insisted on guiding him, Lyra, kept close to his side, her lavender eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. Her race, the Veridians, were proud, fierce, and deeply bonded to their jungles. Even so, there was terror trembling in her steps. "You don't understand," Lyra whispered, her voice barely audible over the hum of nocturnal life. "The apex doesn't tolerate intruders. It hunts anything that breathes. Not even my people attempt to approach it." Kael gave her a small smile, his expression oddly calm. "Then it must be lonely." She stared at him, dumbfounded. "Lonely? Kael, it's a monster." But before she could argue further, a low rumble vibrated through the ground. The trees seemed to bend with the weight of something enormous moving among them. The underbrush parted, and Lyra's breath hitched. It emerged, the apex predator, scaled and muscled, taller than 3 men, its ridgeback glowing faintly with bioluminescent streaks. Its jaws alone looked like they could crush a hovercraft. Every step it took silenced the forest, as though even the smaller predators dared not breathe in its presence. Lyra fell to her knees, instincts kicking in, her entire body shaking. "Don't move," she hissed. "Don't speak. Maybe it will pass us by." But Kael didn't kneel. He stepped forward. "Kael!" she cried, reaching for his arm, but he shook her off gently. The apex's massive head lowered, sulphurous breath steaming in the air, eyes glowing with intelligence that terrified her. Its claws tore into the earth as it loomed over the human, and Kael extended his hand. Lyra thought she had lost her mind. This was suicide. The predator would snap him in half and feed on his bones. Yet, impossibly, the beast did not strike. Its growl deepened, chest vibrating like thunder, then faded into something curious. Its nostrils flared as it sniffed him. Kael didn't flinch. He simply murmured, voice calm, steady, "Easy there, big guy." The apex tilted its head, as though trying to make sense of this strange little creature who did not tremble, did not scream, did not bow. And then it nudged Kael's hand with its snout. Lyra's jaw dropped. The human actually scratched its nose, like one would pet a domesticated animal. The predator, the terror of her people, closed its glowing eyes and let out a low, almost pleased rumble. "You tamed it," Lyra blurted, unable to contain her shock. Kael glanced over his shoulder, grinning. Not tamed, just making friends. The words made no sense to her. Beasts like this were not meant for friendship. They were meant to rule the food chain, to cull the weak, to remind mortals of their fragility. Yet here was this human, his hand resting casually on the snout of death itself. The apex's massive tail swayed behind it, knocking down a tree without concern. Lyra scrambled back, but Kael laughed lightly. "Careful, you'll flatten her." And the beast responded. Its head shifted slightly, almost as though it understood his words. Lyra's heart pounded in her chest. She wanted to run, to deny what her eyes saw, but she couldn't. Something ancient shifted inside her, something her people had forgotten. Legends of the First Harmony, when beings of her world and its predators once lived side by side, bound not by fear but by respect. "Kael," she whispered, her voice breaking. "What are you?" He didn't look at her. He only kept scratching along the creature's ridged snout. "Just human, where I come from. Animals don't always need to be enemies. Sometimes they just want someone to listen." The apex huffed, a blast of warm air rolling over them both. It lowered itself further, until Kael stood almost beneath its jaw. With startling gentleness, it pressed its massive head against his chest. Lyra gasped. That was not a gesture of dominance. That was trust, submission, a bond being forged right before her eyes. And she knew, with a shiver of awe and fear, that everything had just changed. Because if a human could befriend the untamable, what else was possible?